there was this woman who I was like kind of exchanging eyes with. Not in a flirtatious way. So I go to the bar and she ends up walking and sitting right next to me. She starts small talk. I'm like, this is so strange. And so finally she was like, I have got to tell you something. She's like, you are so approachable because every time I've looked at you, you've had a smile on your face. She's like, there's so many of y'all here that swear y'all gotta be hard 24/7. And there's not enough black boy joy, not only here, but just in our city. I asked her, I said, well, what does a smile in particular from a black man do for you?
This is Caesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatrey, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
So she said, that's a great question. And she did not have an answer for it. So of course I have to keep prodding, and I'm like, well, why the attention to the smiles that you see from me? And if I can pause here, I'm a jovial person. We all know this. Like, I get excited, especially when I'm in an environment with people. Like, that's my fuel, right? So when I'm in a mix like that, especially with black people, I'm really gonna be excited, you know? And I was. So it was a genuine joy. But I thought about myself and like, yeah, I'm happy majority of the time. And majority of the time, I'll put this smile in your face if you want it or not. So we began to deconstruct.
At the bar.
At the bar, yeah. Why the black man doesn't smile, right? We had some conventional thoughts, some not so conventional thoughts. But, you know, as we're conversing, I'm like, I got to bring this to the tipping point.
What were some of your thoughts?
Well, some of my immediate thoughts are, okay, we are black men. So from a societal standpoint, we got a lot against us. So just on the surface alone, we don't really have much to smile about. And we can go down the long list of everything that we have stacked against us, right? So there's that.
And then mass, yeah.
Right. I do think there's an appeal to be taken as tough. So once you smile, you're not going to be perceived as tough. Not something I've ever really cared about, but whatever. And then I think the last one is just really just Walker, I'm sorry, but this kind of reminds me of you. I think it's an afterthought for a lot of men. You may be in deep thought. You may be you may have something on your mind that's probably not going to bring a smile to your face. You know what I mean? I think about our logo, Walker. You're not even smiling on that. You are. Y'all forgive me. I'm just throwing all kind of smoke at Walker for no reason.
Just capping.
Right, just capping like crazy. But, I thought about us. And, generally speaking, you're going to be more deep thought, more thought driven.
Right. And
you're not going to smile as much. It doesn't mean you're not a happy person. It doesn't mean you're not a happy person, but it's just not something that's crossing your mind. Okay. Right. Okay. And I think that's innocent. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a strike against a black man.
Right.
But I'd never had a conversation really with anyone like that and really given any detailed thought about like why that could be.
I'm curious. Do you remember what her response was when you laid out some of those points?
Yeah, she agreed with a lot of them. And then a lot of them we just expounded upon. Like we spent way too much time talking about like the oppressions, things like that. Yeah. Like, is that talk productive? It can be. I didn't think it was in that setting.
I mean, it's a great opportunity. I mean, if you get to know people, it's a great conversation.
Right.
Piece to kind of
relate. We spent too much time there. I don't think it really fueled or helped. Like, we know. Fair. So there was that, and then, well, okay. I will tell you. She asked me this, and I thought it was a great opportunity. And she was like, no, there's something else. Like, I know you're happy to be out, but there's something else. Like, you have. I think she called it, I'm going to butcher this. I think she called it inorganic or authentic joy. And she said it was highly detectable, which made me easy to approach. The list goes on. But she asked me why that was. She was like, abandon the theory. Like, we know that you're happy to be out, but there's something else. And, I ended up sharing my testimony with her. You know what I mean? And it was just there. The opportunity was there. And I was like, I got a lot to be thankful for. And it's something I think about a lot. And just through life, I've met so many people, great people, but it's made me so much more thankful for what I have and what I've been given, that it's hard for me to walk around here and not smile, because I am absolutely blessed.
Yeah.
So I took her to church.
I agree.
I took her to church for a minute. You know what I mean? At the bar, which is so strange. Don't judge me, y'all.
I was having communion. Was there any bread there?
There was no bread.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was like in a very, very small nutshell, the crux of the conversation. But I want to bring it here and just see what y'all thought. See if it was worthy of chopping up.
You had any thoughts, Black?
I think it goes both ways. I mean, I don't see a lot of women walking around just smiling either.
Yeah. I just think naturally as a community, we've just kind of been on guard, and I think you also factor in societal expectations and programming. There's this need you've seen certain behaviors in men get rewarded. So there's typically, we're kind of copycats. So if you see something working, or if you see something that's been instilled, especially in older generations, those men didn't wear their emotions on their face and sleeve like that. And so if that's been passed down, that's just been something that within men, you just didn't wear your emotions on your sleeve like that, or just come off looking jovial. I've actually seen examples where that's been reinforced in how women receive that. That's been a turnoff for some women. Now, obviously, I think there are a lot of women who may feel like the woman that you was talking to and was like, it'll be nice to know that there are men who are welcoming, men who are, you know what I mean? So it varies from person to person, but I just think as a community, we have always kind of been on guard. And I think for many people, coming off as friendly has been perceived as a sign of weakness. You don't want to be taken advantage of. Someone look at you as like these are things in our community that I think that has been kind of reinforced. And I just think for many people, and they're just people who just aren't even aware that they're not smiling. I think a lot of it is that too. So yeah, I mean, those are just some of my thoughts generally about that. Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. I think when you're in a setting like that and you're trying to connect with people, smiling does become important. Because you are sending, again, a lot of the communication that you make more times often than not is nonverbal. So if you make an eye contact and you fix people look better when they smile. So I can understand from her perspective how a man who looks at her, especially, I'm pretty sure you were dressed up.
Yo, Walker, you know how it does.
Not before this year, I didn't. So, so if you're dressed up, and my assumption is you were dressed up looking nice. So you were dressed up, you make eye contact with the woman who's also looking nice, and then you fix your face. Now the whole presentation looks nice, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand how in a setting like that, yeah, you do want to come off very friendly, very easygoing, very relaxed. Basically, if you look relaxed and comfortable, and you're gonna come off as welcoming, in my opinion. Okay. So, yeah, I just think it's kind of tough for guys to get out of whatever it is they do every other day in the year,
right,
when you're in a setting like that. So,
that's fair.
Yeah.
How early in the night was it when y'all met up and started talking? Because my assumption would be like after like the second or third round, more people were smiling.
Oh, well, this is my one and only drink to answer your question.
Oh,
so
okay.
You don't need no drink. You don't need no
right.
drink.
It's like, why I got to pay for this? Like, I came with this. You know what I mean? Did I answer your question though?
Yeah.
I don't know which drink it was for her, but
but like for the men, like maybe around that second or third drink, they started loosening up and you get more smiles.
That's a really good perspective. Yeah.
But I think that's very important though to note, to be mindful of the body language you're sending off, because I don't think oftentimes people are aware.
Right.
And to Black's point, it happens on both sides.
True.
So I think you have to be aware, especially in the public setting, because you don't know who's watching you.
There you go. And women are different. Different women like different things. But one of the fleeting thoughts I had as we were wrapping up this conversation was, I wonder if my single brothers out here who are out there playing the field, I wonder how their chances would be impacted if they were delivering more smiles to prospective women. It's a convenient thought. I'm the last person in this studio that needs to be given any game on dating.
What was that? What was that smirk for, Black?
I just think like if a guy was sitting in a room for people and smiling, they'd be like, "What that fool smiling for?"
That ninja high.
Right.
It's all wrong with him.
Got some of that good.
Yeah.
Walking around here smiling.
You're right. You're right.
But no, I think it has to be intentional. You don't want to be out here looking crazy. But if you make if you notice a woman, because you make eye contact with people all throughout the night. So if you make eye contact, especially if you make eye contact with someone more than once, and you find them attractive, you need to practice that face that you make. You know what I mean? And already have it ready if you lock eyes. And I think it's not so much you have that's your default face for the night. It's just you turn it on and off when the time permits.
Yeah.
So I think that's the strategy for that.
From beginning in the evening, just smiling, walking back and forth.
Just seeing who bites.
Right. I'm ready. In case you want to look at me, ladies.
This is what Gat said.
This is the face for the night.
And that's I think that even applies more importance to like women are different. So maybe this was just one woman who looks for that in a man, I guess.
She seems really friendly.
Oh, she was ultra friendly.
Yeah, I think that's another part of that too.
So that just could be similar vibes mixing.
For a lot of women who are, but that is a signal though.
True.
There are signals to that. So, yeah, make sure your teeth right. Maybe you don't have no reason to smile. So, make sure you get them teeth.
Gangsta grills, I don't know.
Them teeth is fixed.
Gotcha. That's a good point too. That's a very crucial point though.
Yeah, if you ain't got nothing to smile about, no reason to smile, then don't.
Just smirk at people.
Yeah, yes.
Or find a smile that works for your.
You look at that's your smile.
It's the best I got.
Oh, that's good stuff. So
yeah,
you're
man.
not gonna ask the $1 million question?
About the woman?
Oh gosh.
No. I'm good.
Yes, she was.
She was?
Yeah.
She was what?
Light skin. I
With?
know y'all gonna ask that.
With?
Her hair was long.
Okay.
What?
That's
She was your type.
And you wonder why he was smiling.
But it's not like I was just smiling at her.
You smiling at her hair? Her complexion? What are you smiling at? Like what?
I wasn't even aware of the smiles I was giving out. Like I didn't realize I was that joyous.
I can understand you doing that unconsciously to.
Yeah, we understand that, but I'm sure she saw more teeth when you got close. When she got close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Women love their teeth, man.
Hey, when they straight, absolutely.
Gee whiz. That's one thing I will apply to all women.
You got a reason to smile, brother.
Oh my gosh.
God's been good to you. That's all.
Who won't be out here frowning for me mugging? I got nothing.
Yeah. You don't even need no veneers to do it. God is so good. Ain't it?
Amen.
You got anything else, brother?
Nah. Thank y'all for chopping that up, though.
No problem, man.
Keep Your Point Podcast.